Part 3 of the 1-month French Alps road trip. We have taken the Eurostar to Paris, we have taken the train to Geneva, we've spent time in Annecy, Grenoble, Briançon, Courchevel, and now we have driven to Chamonix. Probably the most popular place to go in the French Alps in the summer. Actually, when I first got there, I was like, what am I doing here? Because it was just tourist central. There was so many tourists, couldn't get a parking spot. I did go on a Saturday or Sunday, I think it was. But I was like, great, because Briançon wasn't that touristy. And I was like, great. But let me tell you, you can see why it's touristy. Like, just unbelievable scenes. Like, you'll see them here. Just phenomenal. So I actually stayed in, so Chamonix itself, Chamonix Valley is massive. It probably takes about 45 minutes to drive from one end to the other. As a rough guide, I was staying in a place called Passy, which is a small village. So you have Passy, then you have Les Houches, which is famous because it's the start of the Tour de Mont Blanc. That's a popular place to stay. Then you have Chamonix itself, which is the main city centre, and that's typically the most expensive place to stay. And then beyond that, you have another town as well, or towns where you can stay. And along that whole valley, like 45-minute drive from one end to the other, that's where you have all the hikes. So yeah, I stayed in Passy. You can see this beautiful Airbnb here. Really good value. It was only, I think, £350 for the whole week. Really nice annex, lovely lady that owns it. And yeah, it took about 25 minutes to drive into Chamonix. You do also get, this is what I would advise as well, would be to get a ski pass, because then you get free use of the trains and the bus service as well, and of course the ski lifts to take you up to the hikes. So definitely recommend that. It's worth its weight in gold. And it also includes the Aiguille du Midi cable car, which if you just bought on a one-off, I think is, how much is it? I think it's like €60. So yeah, if you're there for a week and you get a ski pass, it's definitely worth it. So yeah, I spent a whole week here, which was nice, instead of moving around every 3 or 4 days, so fully unpacked and settled into a nice Airbnb. And I had 3 really good weather days and 3 average days, so that was great. So I worked on the 3 average days, and then the 3 really nice days I hiked. So hike number 1 was, arguably the most popular, which was Lac Blanc, and I would recommend getting the first chairlift. So the bubble or the gondola starts at 8:30, so get there on the dot, because it is the most popular hike to do. So I got the gondola up, and then it's about an hour and a half walk to Lac Blanc. So a lake, a small little lake, actually 2 little lakes next to each other in the mountain, and stunning. Like, this was my first view of the Chamonix Valley, and it was just unbelievable. I was like, yeah, this is incredible. So really nice walk up to Lac Blanc, about an hour and a half. Then I took a trail on the Grand Balcon Nord, I think it's called, to because I didn't want to just go straight back down. I wanted to get a couple more hours hiking in, and this trail had really, really nice views to Brevent, where you got the other cable car essentially down, called Plan Praz, to the Chamonix city centre. What I didn't realise was that this hike was actually a lot more difficult than I thought. It looked flat on the map, but it was actually a lot of elevation gain, and there was a period where you had to scramble over rocks and use bars and ropes to hold on. And for someone that's scared of heights, and being quite high up, as you can see on this video here, and also at elevation, I think we're at like almost 8,000 feet elevation, so obviously breathing is a little bit more difficult, and I was all by myself, and I was like, yeah, not panicking at all. But that is something to watch out if you do that hike. The second hike I did was called Aiguille des Posettes, which was really, really nice. It was actually a lot shorter than I anticipated. It only took me about just over 3 hours, I think. All trails, says like 4.5, but I think that includes maybe like the time people spend at the top. I normally only spend like 20 minutes at the top, where most of the people maybe spend an hour. But this was really, really nice. Parked in some free parking. Again, this filled up pretty quickly, so I got there at 8:30 again, and there was probably 10-15% of the car parking lot free available. So get there early again, because this is one of the most popular, through the forest, and then you get onto this ridge essentially, where you have just amazing 360 views of the Chamonix Valley again. So I definitely recommend that that hike. And then the third hike was Aiguille des Houches. So this is actually next to Les Houches. So you actually drive up to La Betty parking, and then you park there, and then it's similar kind of distance to the other hike that I just mentioned. And again, beautiful. You're walking along a ridge for the most part of it, and you get a view of the valley, but this kind of the south of the valley, or the west of the valley. So yeah, at some points I definitely, my scared of heights kind of kicked into play. You are not like super exposed, but there's definitely points on the trail, and I probably didn't film any of this because I was too scared and my heart rate was way too high. But you are exposed, and you literally do look over like maybe half a meter, and you have a 500-foot drop. So at some points in these hikes, it is a little bit sketchy, but the trails are normally wide enough, there are 2 people to get past, so you can kind of just be on the safe side. But yeah, that's something to definitely consider, and look at all the reviews of all the hikes.